Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. It's 20 past. Hope you've managed to enjoy your brief break in between presentations. We're going to start the second of our breakout presentations now, and our second speaker is Ferit Kilchaya. Excuse me if I've pronounced that wrongly, Ferit. Ferit is currently working as a professor of English in teaching language skills and language testing at the Department of Foreign Language Education at Burdur Mehmet Akif Ersoy University in Turkey. He's obtained MA and PhD degrees in English language teaching at Middle East Technical University, Turkey, with a specific focus on technology-enhanced language learning. He's been training language teachers for more than 20 years, and his main area of interest include computer-assisted language learning and testing, and educational technology. He has published several articles and reviews in journals such as Call EJ Online, Computer-Assisted Language Learning, Teaching English with Technology, and Educational Studies. Welcome to the New Directions Conference, Ferit, and I'll leave everything over to you.
Okay, so thank you so much for this nice introduction, John. And I would like to thank everybody, involved in this conference, because I know that how it is difficult to, organize this kind of things, dealing with technical issues and etc. And in my session, I'm going to talk about take-home assignments and contract cheating, opportunities and challenges. So this will be a kind of, descriptive presentation. I'm not going to report any kind of research on this. So, you know that now we have an increased use of the internet, and we have, the high-speed connections in most of the world. And this, in a way, has paved the way for a number of changes in our lives as teachers and students in several ways. And so these included, but not just limited to, emergence of new pieces of software, enabling delivering tests online, personalized learning applications, and sometimes, automated assessment of student essays. And so most of these can be considered as the benefits of new technology on language assessment. And however, it is also crucial to consider the challenges in addition to opportunities. So, you know that in the middle of March 2020, so we have to move our classes online. Yeah. So we had to, for example, in some parts of the world, we had to teach online. In some parts of the world, we have to use asynchronous, classroom sharing materials, and most couldn't have access to face-to-face assessment. So we were in a kind of panic, if you like. Okay, and the question came. All right, so how to assess? So that was a very important question, and that was the question. So in everybody's, including teachers and students' minds. All right. So, so we asked the question to ourselves. So, the end of the course or semester evaluation. So, what are we going to do? So, almost almost every educational institution has required to benefit from other types of assessment. So, we moved to from traditional, the common ways of assessment to alternative assessment. So, take-home assignments, right? So, we had to, in a way, or our institution has required us to use, take-home assignments. So, for several reasons. So one reason was, reducing teachers and students' anxiety, because, all of a sudden we had to change the way we teach and the way we learn. And there was, some kind of concern regarding the levels of access among teachers and students to online and print resources. So therefore, many institutions, including mine, ask us to evaluate our students, evaluate our teaching effectiveness by take-home assignments. Okay, and then issues raised. Okay, so we're going to give if you can call this assignments, essay-like assignments, or take-home assignments. So equity. So that was a real concern. So because access to resources may change from one place to another, from one student to another, and also nature of questions. So what kind of questions to ask? Because if you just ask what questions, students can easily find the answers on the internet and etc. And another issue raised was authorship. That is, will my learners, do it themselves? I mean, so are they going to do the assignment by themselves, right? Okay, so so that was the question. Will students do their assignments themselves? All right. So you know that cheating is a significant concern, especially in higher education institutions. Not just face-to-face assessments or in-class assessments. Also, so this is valid for online classrooms. Okay, so if I just want to code, almost any type of assessment can be purchased. That is, there are so many websites on the internet. So this is on the left, you see one of these examples. It says that it's going to, provide any kind of assignments, including, dissertations, thesis, classwork, other thing. So in our academic, Philip Newton and Michael Draper said, the Freud Act is not likely to be effective in prosecuting companies that offer contract cheating services. So if you just check the internet, so you're going to see lots of messages and regarding writing essays and homework, etc. Okay, so what is contract cheating? Actually, this is the term coined by Thomas Lancaster in 2006. So in basic terms, you get others, assistance for the assignment or engaging others to complete the assignment. So most of the time when we say contract cheating, it means that you ask others, whether you pay them or not, to complete the assignments for you. Because so sometimes the word assistant, might mean positive things, because sometimes you get, help from others. So this doesn't mean that you are cheating, but this means that contract cheating is that, so you're going to ask others to complete the assignments for you. Okay, so the question, so can we avoid that? Actually, we should say that no exams, so despite the precautions taken, can be secure forms of assessment. So whether they are conducted online with time limits or randomized questions, or they are given as assignments, right? So there is no way, because there's going to be always a way to cheat any system. Okay, so then what can we do about about contract cheating? That is, what might be the strategies to benefit from take-home exams while overcoming concerns for academic integrity and fairness? So because of the technical issues, or because our institutions might require us to benefit from assignments. So what are we going to do? How can we sure that our students are going to do the assignments by themselves? All right, so these are the suggestions. So these are based on my experience regarding the last semester and based on the, my exam policy this semester. So first, we need to increase students' awareness on contract cheating. That is, we first need to talk about, getting what it means to get help from others and what it means to get others do the work for you. That is the awareness on contract cheating. And also, we should include, some institutions, they have this academic integrity statement in their assignment policy, but some institutions don't have. So what can we do? We can include contract cheating in academic integrity statement, before students submit their assignments. They can just read the statement regarding contract cheating, and they should agree that the work submitted is their own work. And maybe more important than this, we need to increase learner confidence and learning, because so why do people cheat, or why do people ask others to do the work for themselves? So because they don't have the confidence, because that exam is very important. That is, it's a high percentage in their grading system. So therefore, they fear that they are going to, fail the course, or they will not be able to, pass it. So therefore, we need to ensure that we need to tell our students that they will be able to do the work. So they will be able to, achieve success at the end of their assignments, or when they submit their assignments. And another important thing is, as teachers, as lecturers, sometimes, we need to be flexible with submission. So I put the word in parentheses, late. It means that we should also allow the participants on, if they need a few days, and we should also clearly state that in our course syllabus or in our instructions. Sometimes students might submit their assignments late, but so based on some criteria such as canceling out some points in their assignments, we should also allow them to submit their assignments, because if there is little time, most of the time, the research shows that students, our learners, tend to benefit from some other resources such as copying and pasting and etc. Another thing is, we should also focus on process rather than the product. So what do I mean by that? And if we just give the assignment at the very beginning of the semester, and if we just ask for the product at the end of the semester, so this means that we are not checking our students' progress. We are not checking what they are doing, because we are just interested in the product. So what can we do then? All right. So we can ask multiple draft or multiple versions of the assignment. So during the, for example, first 3 weeks, our students can write the proposal, and I don't know, so maybe twice a month, we can ask students to submit the drafts. So what they are doing, and based on those drafts, we can ask them to revise, and we can, provide feedback. In this way, most of the contract cheating, I would call companies or people working in that, in that area. So they can just, you can give the assignment and they can just write and submit the assignment on the agreed day. So in this way, maybe we can avoid that. And most of the time, teachers tend to base the assignments, some other topics. So yeah, they might have something in their mind. So what is that? So we need our learners to, search. We need our learners not to be limited to the course content or lectures, but this would be a nice strategy. Why? Because if we just based our assignments on the course content, and I mean, what is covered in the course and what is discussed. I mean, so that's also important. During the classrooms, students, contribution, students' ideas. So that would also, keep students, from getting help or getting others to do the assignments for. And I think this is also important. There is many presentations on the assignment. We can ask this. We can ask our students to, for example, in the middle of the semester, that they can give, maybe the 5-minute presentations on their assignment. So what they are doing and what are the challenges or issues in their assignments, and what they what they found regarding the solutions. So this will help them to avoid just because of the time limitations, because of the fact that the deadline is approaching. So they might not be able to submit their assignments on time, and in this way they will not have to apply, or they will not have to copy and paste from the other assignments, or they might not be able to ask others to do the assignment for. So in summary, so what can I say? Yeah, this is something from real life. There will be always ways to get others to do something for you. Cheating. So not just in the face-to-face classroom, but in online classroom. So I'm not talking about conducting online tests, because they have certain advantages and certain disadvantages. And again, still cheating would be a real problem regarding online tests. The number of the questions, so we cannot check the environment testing room. So because that would be their own room, that there are certain certain companies that provide proctoring during the online tests, etc. But if you just want to benefit from assignments, and sometimes we have to, because the assignment is not limited to a certain amount of time. Students just benefit from other resources. They can do search, etc. So there are more advantages of using assignments, but in these days, contract cheating has been a real concern for teachers, and these are the strategies that if we want to help our students to avoid contract cheating. So as a kind of, again, a summary, so we can start with the awareness, creating awareness, and then we can focus on the process rather than on the product. Yeah, so we shouldn't just wait our students to submit their assignments at the end of the semester. So multiple derived assignments would be a really, useful and efficient strategy for our teachers and for our students. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. I hope that I have used my time wisely. John, yeah, so you didn't warn me about the time, but...
Thank you very much, Ferret. It's the perfect timing. Actually, you've still got over a minute left, so if you've got anything, if you'd like to round off, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions for Ferret? I was just yeah, from my own experience, Ferret, because I've taught pre-sessional courses in the UK, and a lot of the things you mentioned are very, very pertinent. We at the university, we often used a software called it managed to filter out stuff that had been plagiarized. Do you use that at all in Turkey? I just can't remember the name of it at the moment, but the university did have a kind of software where they would it could detect stuff that had been plagiarized or anything like that.
So in Turkey, so we are using
Turnitin. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. It just slipped my mind.
We are using Turnitin, but so you know that. So I think I just am more anxious than before. Okay, so Mark Smith said, do you think that the take-home assessments really reduce teachers' anxiety? I think our teachers have been more anxious than before. Yeah, so we have been all the time anxious about, online teaching and assessment. Actually, you know that when you give assignments, so we suffer from a little bit anxiety. Why? Because so we know that some of the learners might use other assignments to submit, but if we want them in advance, actually, so if you said, so I like the word rules of the game, right? So if you just create their events, and if you just let your students know that these are the things, we are using Turnitin, and we are, using the websites to check the assignments, and what is important, because what you have written is important in your assignment. So that's so important, because if you students consider, assignments as a kind of very challenging thing. So we need to be careful about, what kind of assignments we are giving to our students. So it should suit their level, and it should ask them to use or benefit from the course content, a kind of a little bit creativity. But as I said, most of the time, if students think that they won't be able to do it, so they are going to they are going to try to use other resources. Regarding, for example, you said that I have time, I think. Can I call Mark? Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, how confident did teachers feel about designing good assessments using techniques? So, that is the problem, actually. So, actually, you have two options. One option is either you're going to benefit from an online test, and what is the challenge, for example, this semester? Our institution, my university, ask the lecturers to choose. You can use online assessment tools, but limited, multiple choice questions, short answers, the common ways of assessment. And for example, if you would like to use 20 questions, so this means that you have to prepare 60 questions, because the university is going to randomize the questions, and randomize the questions, and etc. So you're going to prepare, let's say, 60 questions, multiple choice questions, or short answer, and etc. And then you need to, if you ask short answer questions, you need to check each and every question, etc. And at the same time, students are going to use the system. That is, they have to have the test on a specific day and within this certain amount of time. This also raises the issue, for example, if some of the students, cannot access the internet on that time, okay? So this means that you're going to also give them a makeup exam, all right? So later. And if you would like to give a makeup exam, so that means, are you going to ask similar types of questions? This means that you need to change the questions. So I think so giving an assignment is a safe way during the online, classroom. So when I say assignments, of course, I'm not just, referring to long, essays, etc. Even, in my own case, for example, I ask my students to prepare some kind of, teaching materials for their, future students. And since we have a very, limited time, and I'm also asked to, for example, if my students, could not access the online quiz, and I should also, some kind of a B plan. So this means that this increases, the time and etc. and other things. So therefore, giving assignments is a safe way, but at the same time, the problem is, I'm talking about, of course, at the university context, so the contract cheating. So will my students do the assignments by themselves or not? So these were the strategies. Of course, as I said, there is no, way to avoid cheating, but there are several strategies, but there are several tools to, warn the students, or to, refrain, to keep, them from those, if you like, unwanted actions, I would say.
Thank you very much, Ferit. I
So
think
much.
that's the end of the questions, so I think we'll stop there. So thanks very much once again, Ferit, for your presentation, and thanks to everyone else for attending. We'll take a short break now. Our next presentation starts at 3 o'clock, so we've got about just about a 10-minute break. So I'll see everybody back in a few minutes. Thank you. Bye.